Finally got my arse in our destination. It was about time. A place whose name is difficult to pronounce even if you try hard, and even if you had enough previous notions of Swedish, Vaxjo. Radberg and me were allotted in different rooms. They are quite comfortable and modern. You can tell we are in the land of IKEA at the end of the day. We flew over Copenhagen before getting into the Swedish mainland. Then we reached Stockholm soon, when the night was already closed and plunged into darkness. The break of autumn is depressing, and up here in the north is even more noticeable. It was also cold. Then we had to take a bus to Vaxjo. When I left Birmingham I couldn't even start imagine the odyssey this trip was about to be. I felt certain longing when we flew over Copenhagen. My mind went immediately into sweet thinking. I could see the city lights from above. It was a relief. Radberg was too silent. In his seat, we had engaged in short forgettable conversations from time to time. I hate flying, as he knows, and most of the time I don't feel like talking. This crazy and endless journey excess for me. I guess Radberg wanted to reach our destination even more than I did. I belong to the city lights. London and our flying over Copenhagen made me realize of that. I almost forgot how cool Copenhagen was. I also remembered how unaffordable it was and still is. I wish I lived in a city like Copenhagen anyway, with a Danish salary if possible, and not in Birmingham where there's barely nothing for me. I comfort myself thinking about worse places. I was quite bored after too many flying and killed hours. I imagined how down there in the city, many beautiful people was about to meet in scheduled plans. There would still be people hidden into the shadows behind dark curtains on a Friday night. There would be people feeling alone. People ran out of hope. There would be people cursing their own existence. There would be people disillusioned by the absurd, dull, and wearisome of existence. There would also be people making plans, the best plans, the ones still to come. It cheered me up, cheered my evening, because I had already assumed that Radberg was not going to cheer me in any way. I thought about the endless possibilities of the city. I thought about a kiss, a handshake. I thought about absolute happiness, about the never-ending nights, the tireless days, and above all the chances. Life is about chances. Chances that change your direction for good or bad. I thought again about the connections, about the souls that roam and find themselves in the city lights like a perfect geared machinery. Sunshine and flowers. There would be meetings, appointments that probably would change the existence of somebody down there where the city lights are tonight. There would be people going out to restaurants, to bars, visiting houses. I heard the ticking of a warning clock in the background. That ticking never worried me, now it brings certain restlessness. I reminded myself how I had to make the most of it all, going for what made me feel being alive worth. I felt half empty, half full. I felt like in standby. I couldn't help but thinking on how many lovers would be eager to meet down there in the city lights. I considered for a moment if that still happened nowadays. Would down there be still crazy lovers anxiously waiting to see each other? I couldn't help but thinking about Victoria. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I wondered myself if it was fair to still expect something from her. Would anything have changed in her mind? Would she really miss me? I didn't know what to think. She was a mystery at the moment. I tried to foresee her moves, her intentions. They could be anything. A thought of her going out on a Friday night in New Orleans made me confused. Perhaps she'll be feeling finally entranced in a new bracing freedom, going to bars and meeting new guys, ending up the evening slowly kissing with somebody and going to bed with somebody, fully convinced that she had found Mr. Right. She couldn't even start to believe that deep down. In her head she may sound fully convincing of my mistreating. I just couldn't venture to leave out any possibility. It was clear the city lights had shed light to new schemes and the best plans in my mind.